computer, show them the card, and then whenever I start, just hit the.
Okay. Good. What does The Great Gatsby and Avengers Endgame have in common? It's not just a strong leading protagonist, it's the fact that they're both pieces of art. For some of you, that may be surprising, but in fact, it's not. Last semester, I took a film studies class, and it really opened my eyes to what an artistic genre and an artistic style there are within multiple films. Film, in and of itself, is art, and movie theaters like the Alamo Drafthouse, the AMC theaters, or where I'm from, Bellevue, Marcus theaters, they're the places, the art houses, where you can consume these pieces of culture. However, theaters are struggling right now, not only just with the coronavirus, but also just in general with streaming services becoming more popular than ever. So for my choice of charity for this project, I chose to go with film streams. And in order to tell you and inform you about film streams and to persuade you to support film streams, we're going to first touch on what's going on with movie theaters and why they're struggling. Second, what film streams is. And third and finally, why you should support film streams and what your support would mean. So first, let's touch on movie theaters and how they're struggling. According to a New York Times article posted on June 20th, 2019, it goes in depth with many interviews from many stars such as the Russo brothers, who were the directors and writers for some of the most popular Avengers and Marvel films that have come out recently, the ones that have been more successful than any other film in history, that being Avengers Endgame. In this article, they talk deeply about why theaters are struggling, and it simply comes from the fact that, as you can see from this wall of TVs, there's a lot of ways to entertain yourself at home now. No longer do you have to drive to a movie theater and pay for popcorn and pay for all these things when you can access it simply at home. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video. There's so many ways to consume media and movies nowadays that for a lot of people it's seen as impractical and useless to go to the movie theater anymore. I combat that by saying that with the movie theater, with the big screen experience and the big audio experience, different films are consumed completely differently when you see them on screen. Personally, seeing The Shining on a TV like this is great. It's a great horror film, but seeing it in theaters is a completely different bone-chilling experience. So theaters have been struggling, as the article goes into point out. Statistically, from 2019, they're down 5% in attendance. And when that's millions of people attending, 5% is a massive amount of loss of revenue and of people going and seeing movies. Film streams, being a theater, has been affected by this. Film Streams is operated in Omaha, and it is ran out of the Ruth Skoloff Theater and the Dundee Theater, obviously both these locations being in the Omaha area. What Film Streams is a 501c nonprofit organization that presents film with the mission of enriching the cultural aspects of Omaha, Nebraska. And as someone who's been born here and lived here his entire life, there's not a lot of cultural things in Omaha, Nebraska. So Film Streams, when I first found out about them actually last semester, was quite a revelation. Finding out that there's people fighting to preserve film in 35 millimeter original formats was very refreshing to myself. And it's also going a long way into helping the community by providing screenings, by providing classes, and by hosting schools, elementary schools up to high schools, and teaching them about film analysis and how to watch films and how to treat movies, not just as blanket entertainment, but as actual academic entities. So now that we know that what Film Streams is, let's talk about why we should support them. We should support them simply because they're an art house theater here in Omaha, something that not a lot of cities have, and Omaha really only has the two, the Ruth Skoloff and the Dundee Theater. These are cultural touchstones in America. These are places where you go with your friends, your family, perhaps a date, to go and watch a movie and unwind, watch something on the big screen, watch a new movie, an old movie, a classic, something artistic and out there. That's why I'm passionate about movies and passionate about Film Streams, is because they're trying to preserve an experience that might not be around forever. Theaters, as we talked about in my first point, are going away, and the importance of film streams is never been stronger. By supporting them, you're helping them support putting on these classes for adults, put on these classes for younger kids, and also support their free student movie series. Students, whether they're in high school all the way up into college, like students like us, on the first Monday of every month, obviously not now with the coronavirus going on, you can go see a movie for free. And that may sound trivial, but it's a really good way to get engaged with your community, especially if you're a student, not like me, but if you're, because I'm from Omaha, but if you're a student not from Omaha, a good way to get involved in community would be to go to one of these showings. That's why I think supporting film streams is very important. They're preserving artistic experience and they're preserving cultural enrichment in the city of Omaha. And with other theaters struggling, now would be a good chance to show your support and help them stay operational. So first, by talking about what's happening with theaters. Second, by talking about what's happening and what film streams is in and of itself. And third, and finally, by touching on why we should support film streams, we can see that it's pretty obvious that film streams is really helpful towards the city of Omaha. City of Omaha, we kind of struggle to find an identity in some of the things that make us unique, make us important. Film streams is easily one of those things. A unique art house style theater that's showing old school films for the sake of just loving movies, not for the sake of profit of a one CEO like AMC or a Marcus Theaters, but frankly just for the love of movies. So that's why I ask for your support both in your vote and by just going and seeing a movie at film streams. Obviously, when all this quarantine is over, I ask for your support during this project in your vote towards this to get that $1,000 donation towards film streams. They've said with that $1,000 donation that they would actually expand their student movie series. So that would actually directly affect all of us and allow us to see more diverse films more often at film streams. So I think that's a very important cultural piece of Omaha, and I think that also could be a very important cultural piece and a way of learning more about films as art for all of us, students, whether that's a professor. It could help all of us out, and it could really help provide a great cultural identity for the city of Omaha. Thank you. Set timer, and then
Record down here.